Sunset Flip Wrestling Podcast, SFW. It's time. Oh, it's time. It's time for that show that we do once a week on the Sometimes.
The thing that... Oh, you mean the thing of the thing of the thing?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes, very special show today. We have Wrestlemania.
Ah, yes, Wrestlemania.
Wrestlemania 30.
Shit happened.
Everything happened. All the feels. This show made me feel, and made me feel a lot.
It made him aroused, sad, happy, and somehow disturbed at the same time.
Yes. So,
that is an impressive feat, I guess.
Yeah. It's WrestleMania weekend, and, you know, I consider this a holiday for wrestling fans.
I guess so. I never put any faith in it because, well, I always have that lingering feeling in the back of my throat.
Yeah. Well, for me, it's a time for celebration, time for, you know, the wrestling, and the sports entertainment, as I like to put it.
Yes, it is all those things. Yeah. But something interesting happened this time around.
Yes. And the interesting part of it is that the WWE Network did not go down.
That is a surprise.
Yes. Yeah.
It is quite the surprise.
So we have a packed show.
Anyways, I think we should get to it.
Yes. Well, let's start off with the Hall of Fame ceremony.
Ah, yes, Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame. This pretty much was the embodiment of how I feel about the wrestling business, because, I mean, sure, it's nice to see, you know, Lita accepting and all that stuff and bringing out the mask that she stole on her first day.
Whoops.
You know, listening to the stories, and then Jake the Snake Roberts' speech. It was very moving. Really. You gotta really see it. It is interesting to see. I will give him that. Yes. Mr. T's speech. He talked about his mama for about 15 minutes. Because
it's of course he did, because it's Mr. T. Yeah. You always gotta respect your mama.
Yeah. And
he sang an entire song about it.
Yeah. And also the Ultimate Warrior speech, which lasted about 45 minutes.
And made no sense whatsoever.
Well, it did make some sense if you really listened hard.
Paid attention, but then again, at most points, paying attention to a Ultimate Warrior speech is like trying to figure out every little detail within Dark Side of the Moon.
The Ultimate Warrior speech, you know, a third of it was geared toward the DVD that was sent out. The self-destruction of the Ultimate Warrior DVD.
Okay.
Yeah. Part of it was that. Part of it was actually, you know, getting into the business, and then the last part was trying to, you know, talk to current superstars, current wrestlers, especially the ones that have been there for a while, and to step aside for others. You know, cough, cough, John Cena, cough.
Yeah, exactly. But, you know, we're seeing a lot of that in Raw, but we'll get to that when it does.
Yeah, when we get there. So I guess we got to start with the pre-show for WrestleMania. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See, we have WrestleMania to go, but first we got to get through this first. It was the Fatal 4-Way. Now it's elimination tag team matchup between the Usos defending their titles against Real Americans, Los Matadores, and Ryback. And I didn't know Go ahead.
I'd say that nobody cared about this one, but I'm pretty sure somebody did. But
well, it was a lot more interesting once they announced that it was going to be elimination instead of just one fall.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's gonna take forever.
That's a hell of a way to open the show.
Yeah. And Los Matadores were just there for comedy, whatever. Ryback was there because you need a heel.
Because you need a bad guy somewhere in all this.
Yeah, and you do. And Ryback does have a new theme. There's actually a mix theme now.
Ah, nice.
So they're an actual tag team. So it's no longer two guys just put together. I think the theme needs a little work, but hey, it's something. It's part Mr. Perfect, part Ryback.
True, but then again, that won't save you. That won't save you from being squashed by the Primo Stars in the end.
Yes,
that's for Raw.
Yeah, the match ended up with obviously the Usos and the Real Americans, and there was some accidental shoving. Well, not shoving, but accidental push off
Quote
of
unquote.
What?
Quote unquote.
Yeah. Quote unquote. Accident things when Cesaro accidentally hit Swagger off the ring, and Usos pick up the victory. Coulter's mad. Swagger is obviously pissed off, and he slaps Cesaro. Cesaro's like, "What? No, I'm not gonna do this."
Fuck your shit. You getting a giant swing?
Exactly, giant swing, and everyone was going crazy.
Because everybody loves a good giant swing.
Yes. And for later on. So WrestleMania starts off. I don't have notes for this, by the way. I'm just doing this all by memory.
All right.
It's awesome.
If you say so.
Yeah. So the show starts out with Hulk Hogan, the host of WrestleMania 30. Brother.
Because we need this guy to say brother a lot.
Brother. Yes. Hulk Hogan goes over. It's like, oh yeah, this is going to be a great show. And then all of a sudden, Stone Cold Steve Austin comes out, and he gets to the ring, and he goes, "If you want me to kick this piece of trash in the ring, give me a hell yeah." The crowd goes, "Hell yeah!" And then Hogan's all like, but I don't know, emotion. It's like you got Stone Cold Steve Austin, you got Hulk Hogan in the ring at the same time.
It is pretty awesome.
And then it gets even awesomer because then The Rock comes down.
Ooh. So, now you piqued my interest.
So you got The Rock, you got Stone Cold Steve Austin, and then you have Hulk Hogan in the ring all at the same time. And they're all doing their shticks and all that stuff. It was just great. Great segment. Felt really good.
Oh, consider me intrigued. What happens next?
Next up is the Triple H Daniel Bryan match. Winner goes to the main event.
Yay! Wait. Aww.
Yeah, this is the commentators go, well, of course Triple H wants to have this match first because he wants all the rest for the triple threat.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it has nothing to do with his ego and all that good stuff.
Right.
Because, he's the boss man. That's how things turn out.
Yep. So, anyways, the match was good. I liked the match.
Oh, indeed.
Yes.
Shit I give Triple H about having an ego. That's just normal shit for the wrestling business. You play top dog so much, your own farts smell good to everybody else in your opinion. But can he still do it? Yeah, he can.
Yeah, he can. Not at the same speed as he used to. But
well, that comes with age. But
we'll get to more of that later. Mm-hmm. Triple H's entrance was kind of, ridiculous. For the third year in a row, he decides to bring out his Skull Island.
You mean
second stage?
He's cosplay. He's cosplaying again, is what you're saying.
Yeah. So he brings out the second stage that he ran through and got burned on.
Mm-hmm.
And he also brought out his, I think it's the same chair, but it was his Conan the Destroyer chair.
Yeah, his Conan chair, but this time he has like a gold. He has like the gold shoulder pads, mask with the helmet, with the crown on top, and wenches behind him.
Yes, fresh from NXT. So yeah, that was his.
Imagine
entrance.
your life as a freaking diva. I want to be a good representation into the female wrestling demographic. Because I want to make sure that my image is good and all that stuff. For WrestleMania, hey, you're here to be titty and ass for Triple H because we need bar wenches.
There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that, but... Well, there's nothing wrong with that in the male gaze sense, but... in the femininity, in like the whole female equality, feminism crap that I guess I kind of support, but I don't. It kind of feels kind of demeaning in a sort of way. But then again, this is wrestling. Demeaning is a part of its nature.
Right. Okay. So yeah, like I said, the match was great. The Daniel Bryan wins, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And Triple H is all livid that he got beat by a flying knee, I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the same flying knee he got in Raw, where he somehow... I think this is weird, but the camera, how it shot like Daniel Bryan just magically transported and was flying at Mach speed into his face.
That's basically how the move goes.
So pretty much we have him delivering the knee of justice. Not the knee of justice, like the super, like Falcon knee from Super Smash Brothers.
Right. So Triple H is obviously pissed off that he lost, so he grabs a chair and then hit Bryan in the shoulder because he had his shoulder taped up.
Because that's common heel stuff. He's being petty and all that good stuff.
Yeah. And then he leaves. Next, I believe, was the Andre the Giant 30-man Battle Royal.
Ah, yes.
And this one was... Okay.
This was a Royal Rumble.
Yeah. Yeah, this Battle Royal had, everyone started out in the ring at the same time. Obviously, not everybody got entrances. The only ones who got entrances were The Big Show and Sheamus.
Mm-hmm.
Because they rolled footage, and it would take forever to get 30 people in the ring. I mean, come on. You take a look at the gimmick Battle Royal from WrestleMania 20. No, 18. From, 17. 17, yes. So many WrestleManias.
It takes a while after a while.
Yeah, and that took forever just to get everyone out there. So, fair enough.
So I get why they did it. You're saving on time. We have other shit to do. We need to keep this.
Yeah.
We need to keep this sharp.
Yeah.
We can't have the WCW incident again.
Yeah. Yeah. World War III. Ugh. That's crazy. Anyways, the match itself was just
a giant clusterfuck.
Exactly.
It's a battle royal. That's how it always starts. I think I was just listening to Spoonie talk about it, and he pretty much agrees with us that it starts out as a giant clusterfuck, only gets interesting right at the last part.
Right. Notable mentions: Kofi Kingston once again pulls a rabbit out of his hat. He gets thrown off the corner, and somehow his feet land on the steps.
And that somehow counts.
And that counts because it's not technically the floor. Because in wrestling, we take things very literally.
We take things super serial here.
It's the same reason why Zach Gowen cannot be in a battle royal.
Why is that?
Because he doesn't have a second foot. He only has one, he's a wrestler that only has one leg.
So literally he could throw his other leg in the ring and he'd still be good.
Right. For him, he can show up without the legs, and a heel would have to come in with his prosthetic leg, put it into the ring, and then throw it out for it to count.
At that point, I think we'd just say, okay, he's out of the ring. I'd imagine common sense would just drag into it.
I mean, this would be Russo stuff.
That's, I forget, we're talking about wrestling.
Yeah. Okay, so back to the Battle Royale. The other big part is, of course, Antonio Cesaro.
Scoop slamming the Big Show right out the fucking ring.
Yes! Oh, it was beautiful. I love it.
I love it because it was an awesome call-out. It was a call to WrestleMania 3 when Hulk Hogan did it to Andre the Giant. And if you were going to end it any other way, that beautiful symmetry works perfectly.
Yeah.
But let's talk about this, man. Cesaro just fucking picked this guy up.
450 pounds of Big Show. Like it
was
nothing.
That's a lot of wrestler. And he fucking dumped his ass out that ring. That is an amazing feat of strength that I don't think can be replicated that much. Like I've said, the Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant scenario, but pretty much follows the same path as, not everybody can do this. Only a few can pull off such an amazing feat.
Mm-hmm. So Cesaro is the winner of the Andre the Giant Memorial Trophy thing that he lifts up like it's nothing because it's 100 pounds.
Naturally, he lifts that. I just lift a 450-pound man. Do you think 100 pounds matter to me?
I think it was really like 75, but they added 25 just to make it a round number.
I would argue it probably was about 20 pounds at best. But
we'll get to more of that later.
Oh, God.
John Cena versus Bray Wyatt.
Now, I was never a fan of this. I think I've said this before, but I was never a fan of this setup because, A, we've seen it before, and B, it kind of is as a plot device. I get what they're doing here. They're trying to do the whole, Emperor from the Return of Jedi, turn the good guy evil scenario.
Yeah.
But in a sport like this, that is physical violence to a ridiculous degree, kind of falls flat when you try to prove to people that you are evil now by beating up somebody.
Right. On paper, I would agree with you. But but actually seeing it, well, first of all, Bray Wyatt comes out to a live version of his song,
which I love that they do that,
and
because I think that is one of the most awesome things you can do.
And the bands out there, they all have like crow masks. This is very voodoo, with a very voodoo-like song.
Even though I think it's meant to be more of just backyard hillbilly family, sort of like Texas Chainsaw Massacre style.
It works so well.
But give it to them. Does it work? Does it put the mood in correctly?
Yes.
Then I guess my complaints are, just nitpicks. So
right.
I'll just I'll just be over here nitpicking, and I don't care really because, okay, what you gonna do?
Okay, the match itself, yes, it was pure storyline, and the match starts out with Bray Wyatt. He sits on his knees with his arms open out, and he goes, "Finish me, Cena! Just finish me, John! Be the monster!"
Yes. Strike me down. Take your father's place. Ooh.
And Cena's all like, "No, I don't want to do it." And then eventually John Cena is like, he gets that "I just crap my pants" face. Because that's the other emotion he has.
Oh, you mean besides the 1,000-yard stare that actually makes him look like he just pooped his pants?
Yeah.
Like, anything that, any face John Cena has, it really involves that he shit his pants.
Cena does pull off some heel-like tactics.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he does pull off like a big boot maneuver, which, not really heelish, but for Cena it is.
Yeah, that is kind of heelish for Cena. But then again, yeah, I mean, I've seen it done other places where it's non-heel, so it's not impressing me any bit.
Right. And in the middle of the match, Cena's down. Bray Wyatt turns to the crowd and starts doing the orchestra pose. And the crowd starts singing. Got the whole world in his hands. He got the whole world. You know that song. And so the crowd starts waving their hands and starts singing it. It's surreal.
Surreal and awesome at the same time.
Yeah. And, I mean, okay. One other spot that I want to mention is that Cena is doing his 5 moves of doom. He gets to the 5-knuckle shuffle. He goes off the ropes, and then suddenly Wyatt does his crab walk.
He does his Linda Blair impersonation.
Yeah, just in the middle of it. Cena freaks out, jumps backwards, falls over. It's like, oh, what the hell is that?
He's just really good at... I just want to show you my really good crab walk, Cena. I've been working on it a long time, and I want to impress people by it.
But yeah, LOL, Cena wins, but I like the match anyway. I don't care.
It didn't work for me because, A, I've seen it before, and B, I just don't believe in it. I know that sounds horribly cynical of me. Like, I didn't feel the feelings in it. There was no fizz there for me. If you had the fizz, that's fine by you. Stealing a word from Mark the Engineer about, feeling that fizz, that thing, that chutzpah of the spirit, whatever name you want to give it. It just didn't work for me.
Okay, let's see. Anything else we need to mention for WrestleMania? Okay, I guess we got to talk about this now.
Mm-hmm.
The Brock Lesnar Undertaker match, the Beast versus the Streak. Some background information.
Okay, yeah, you get this out of the way because we're probably gonna have a debate on this one.
Okay. It has been noted in the past, I mean, like a few years ago, actually, that when Undertaker was getting ready to retire a few years ago, he mentioned that the one guy he wanted to drop the streak to is Brock Lesnar. Second thing I want to note, Undertaker's age. He's 49 years old.
Yeah. And in a business like that, that is ancient.
And the third thing, and the most important thing... Well, actually, no, and there's 4 things. The third thing is... we're just going to say that Lesnar beat the streak. Okay.
Yeah.
And the third thing is... whoever beats the streak is obviously going to be, huge for their career.
yeah, it's going to be the turning point. It's going to be either A, the turning point of the career, or B, the making point. And anything that happens else in this WrestleMania is going to be foreclosed by that because, it's been broken.
Right. It doesn't make a lot of sense to do it on a young guy.
I would disagree about that. Because I would do it on a young guy on the sake of passing the torch and giving the boost to somebody who can turn into, like, a grade A superstar.
Right.
Mind you, it probably would be that he'd be heel for life. Like, Spoonie talked about this in his WrestleMania thing, saying that, he'd be heel for life because breaking the streak, everybody would be on his ass forever.
Right. However, putting it on a young guy that's not, all that established or whatever could jump ship to another company.
True, but then again, we're talking about Brock Lesnar here.
Imagine if Ken Kennedy, Mr. Anderson,
okay,
currently in TNA, he was hot. I mean, really hot back, before he went to TNA.
He was good for a few years.
Yeah. He had incredible mic skills. He could wrestle. He had a good finisher. If he beat the streak then, and all of a sudden he jumped ship to TNA, sure, it's great for him, but bad for the company.
True. But like I said, would it have been any better with Brock Lesnar? Because, I'm sorry, the guy is a complete and utter merc in my mind. This guy is mercenary to the degree. He is all about himself. Not greedily, but he will not... He doesn't much... I don't think he very much cares about the industry in and of itself. He just wants to provide for himself. And I know that sounds greedy and kind of unofficial for a guy, and I could be totally wrong about this. I hope I'm wrong about this. But really, it just seems like with every endeavor that he's done, his main love is not wrestling. It's just another thing to show that he's awesome in. And really, if you want to talk about a guy who just can give a shit about jumping ship, I'd put Brock Lesnar on the top of the case. Because, like I said, the guy always seemed like a big merc to me.
The fourth thing to note is that Undertaker suffered a severe concussion during the match. I mean, people are gonna, call crap to the match, and you know what? That's fine. But the thing is that he suffered a major concussion in the matchup. I don't know where it happened, but
well, I forget where it is, but I'm pretty sure it probably happened with that F5 at the end there.
Yeah, probably one of them. I mean, like, he almost broke his spine, head.
And that's another problem I have with Lesnar. You can be a bit sloppy at times. And unless you're careful, like, sometimes he can be really careful with it, but no, in something like this, he's going all out and proving his mirth. He's going to play very, very stiff.
Yeah.
And with Undertaker being at his age, you don't want a stiff guy.
Well, I see that, and I think it also works to, the advantage of having Brock Lesnar do it, because he seems more legit. The whole second stint of Lesnar's WWE career is that he's a legit fighter. He's not holding back. Unless Steel Steps. Unless
Steel Steps, which was not used in this one. Proving your theory that Brock Lesnar's kryptonite is Steel Steps.
Yeah.
Up-and-coming wrestlers, take note. You want to defeat Brock Lesnar? Get Steel Steps.
Yeah. So after the 3 count, no music happens. Usually when a wrestler wins a match, the music hits. there wasn't any music for like 3 minutes.
Yeah, I think it was mainly because everybody was in stun and utter shock.
Yeah. You had 75,000 people say absolutely nothing.
The only other time I would imagine such silence was when Bruno Sammartino lost.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the story, that when Sammartino finally lost, the Madison Square Garden, like, silent.
And pretty much it's going to be like, pretty much it was the same thing for Undertaker. Sorry to, speak over you.
Yeah, well, yeah. But, looking forward, is Undertaker really done here? Is he officially retired? Is his last hurrah? Is Sting going to come out one of these days and have one more match with him?
I hope to dear God that it's over with. Because the dude is 49 years old. He's been in 22 matches for WrestleMania at this point, and has nearly killed himself 3 different times in the last 4 years.
Yeah, please, just thank you, Taker. You're done.
I don't hold any regrets for the guy. I think he is a phenomenal actor, but I don't want to see him die in the ring.
Yes.
I do not want the wrestler be live action.
Yeah. So, I think Michael Cole said it best, where this is a celebration of the greatest streak in all of sports.
I guess, in a way.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% happy. Like I said before, I'm not 100% happy with it because, yes, I would admit that Brock Lesnar would be the guy that you want to end a streak with, because he's the type of guy who's legit enough to do it. In the long run, and this is just personal thought about this, in the long run, you don't know anything about what Lesnar's going to do next. For all we know, this was the end of his contract, and he's jumping the fuck off of WWE, never to come back. Because what does he have to accomplish now? He literally is done. He's done everything. He's broken the streak. He's gotten the championship belts. He's done everything. He has nothing left in his body. He has nothing left to do in this company, and if he left, it would make sense if they called it out like that. And to do nothing, to just end it, to end the streak with just like everybody saying their farewells and just parting ways, while dramatic and decadent in a sort of way, it really misses up on an opportunity for follow-up with this. Like, you could have had the next legend killer with this. You could have had the next Randy Orton. Hopefully not as vile as Randy Orton got in his younger years, but you could have had somebody be the next big heel. Like I said, this guy would get props through the roof, and he'd probably be like an A-list superstar for like at least a few years. But honestly, that is my biggest problem with this, is like, it goes nowhere. It's probably not gonna amount to much. And Brock Lesnar, always to me, is a merc. And he's probably just gonna jump ship soon.
Well, the next match, with a crowd still in shock,
though I find this hilarious,
is, we need a match to cool everyone off. So we're going to have the Vicky Guerrero Divas match go on. So we've got 14 Divas, 13, I don't know, really big number versus AJ.
15. I think it was like 15. It was a 15 rattle. I think it was a 15-man 15-woman Rumble. If I'm being specific here, but
yeah,
it was AJ and 14 others.
Yeah, and AJ pulled off the impossible. And
from what I hear about this match, because I didn't see WrestleMania because I'm broke as all hell. From what I heard, yeah, I know. I'm gonna get it.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna get it soon enough. I gotta just keep on getting more money.
Okay, go ahead.
From what I've heard, it just was a Divas match. Probably a very good Divas match, but just really, that's not the best thing to follow up on after that thing that happened.
Yeah.
You're kind of throwing the poor Divas to the wolves, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly how it went. I mean, you know, I don't know what else to say, but the crowd was dead, still in shock. In fact, they were still in shock halfway through the main event.
Yeah. Because no one knew what the hell to say.
So, AJ retains. More on that later.
Yeah.
Okay. Main event time. It's the Batista, Randy Orton, Daniel Bryan triple threat match for the World Heavyweight Championship. And Randy Orton has Rev Theory play his song.
Which is kind of cool to see that, because I always liked the theme. I always liked Randy Orton's theme music. Which I know you can judge me for all you're worth about my taste in music.
I mean, the music's fine.
I mean, I like it, and sometimes I do hear the voices in my head as well. So I can deal with that. So I can relate to that.
Yeah. This match was pretty much it. Well, it's hard to describe because, still in shock.
We still don't know what the hell happened.
Yeah. Bryan gets, beat up quite a bit. He takes the Batista bomb / RKO through the announcer's table, which Orton then, lands on a monitor.
Nice job getting rid of that, guys.
Flat on a monitor.
Cut his back up to no end from what I've heard.
Yeah. It was busted open for, a bit. But it's a long match, so it closed up.
Yeah.
Funny things happen when you blade, Ric Flair.
Yeah, obviously. But goddamn, that had to hurt like a bitch.
Yeah.
That could not have been a pleasant landing. I'm surprised the dude didn't break ribs after that.
Yeah. Yeah,
that could have fucking put you in the hospital.
Yeah, that could paralyze you. It could.
So somebody
could do draws.
So either somebody wasn't doing their job correctly, either Orton or Batista forgot to remove that, which shame on both of you, or somebody was, or they the basic idea is that they totally forgot about the other TV, and when they finally landed on it, it's like, oh shit, I remember now.
I think they did remove it. It's just that it was just a horrible accident where the monitor just fell in that direction.
Oh, it kind of went into that direction in a bad way.
Yeah, so
like fate was corresponding against them.
So Bryan gets wheeled out on a stretcher. And they're going up the ramp when the Yes Movement comes out, and then Bryan fights his way out of the stretcher like Mick Foley did.
Like he pulls a Mick Foley.
Yes, he pulls a Mick Foley.
Hell in the Cell, where he just fucking gets up.
Yeah. And everyone...
Yeah, go on. Sorry.
Everyone is dead tired.
Because we're exhausted from that last few matches.
And then just like at WrestleMania 20, I'm pulling a Benoit here.
Okay.
Daniel Bryan does the unthinkable and makes Batista tap out to the S-Lock.
I would have loved it if he made Orton tap out. That's the only caveat on that. I wish it was Orton that tapped out because he was being the champ.
Yeah. But I'll take it.
I'll take it either way. And it's finally awesome to see Daniel Bryan get those goddamn belts and hold it for more than a day.
Yeah. Yeah. Spoilers. Yeah. So, celebrates with his sister and niece. That was a woman who was celebrating with Bryan.
Mm-hmm. It's nice to see that.
Confetti everywhere and fireworks, pyro going off. You know that they saved all the fireworks because Undertaker didn't win.
Naturally.
I'm sorry, I had to make that joke.
Naturally, so we use all the fireworks for Bryan.
Mm-hmm.
Though, the evil side in me wonders what would happen if Orton retained. You know, the only thought in my head is somebody would be in a fucking morgue at this point, and it would be Orton.
Yeah, he would need security to get out of the building. He would need a lot of security. Even if he made it to the backstage area.
Yeah.
I mean, there would be trash everywhere.
No one would be safe. There would be riots.
Yeah.
And I'm not joking. The New Orleans would be fucking trashed.
Yeah, because you watch the match and you have 75,000 people chanting yes. Everyone's doing the yes, arm thing. And it's like a sea of yeses. It's an ocean.
It's an ocean. It's a caveat of yeses. It is literally a yes movement.
Yes, exactly. So,
and
yeah,
that's just like, my thought process is thank God Bryan won. Cause like I said, somebody would be dead if that happened any other ways.
Yeah. No, in perspective,
overall, what was this WrestleMania about? Besides, throw the whole Undertaker thing out of the equation. Let that be the separate thing.
I think that this WrestleMania, when compared to other WrestleManias, probably top 5. I mean, sure,
I wouldn't say top 5.
It's probably number 5.
I'd say good, but not great. I'd give it a thumbs up, but not 2 thumbs up if it were.
Yeah. I'm just, the main thing that I wanted out of this WrestleMania was for it to feel like a WrestleMania, because I haven't had that in a while.
And I will admit it did do that.
Exactly.
It did do that pretty well.
Yeah.
And it did give you, like Casey said, it did give you every emotion under the rainbow.
Yeah. Yeah, when, something dramatic happens, you get the feel.
Mm-hmm.
As a man, we don't have feelings, but sometimes...
We have to be far cold. You have to be stone cold sometimes.
Yeah, but you get the feels. And this had all of the feels.
Which I will give it that. It did have all the feels. So it felt like a WrestleMania, which is better than I can say for the last few years. Which felt like an overall parade. Just an overall, caveated parade of wrestling.
Like 27.
Yeah. Like, the only good things from those last few years was the Undertaker thing. Was Undertaker matches.
Yeah.
Well, what was last year's WrestleMania? It was CM Punk versus Taker. And did anything else happen in that?
That was the second Rock Cena match.
Oh, yeah, the Rock Cena match. The once in a lifetime, but we really mean it again.
Twice in a lifetime.
Yeah.
I don't remember anything else from that WrestleMania. I mean, sure, it gets played all the time on the network.
It
does. Yeah, the Shield match. That's the only other thing.
Yeah, that's where the Shield showed their shit.
Oh, shoot, I forgot about the Shield match.
Well, I think that's the thing. I think the Shield was wasted on that. That would have been awesome to see a Wyatt family versus Shield match.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
Anyways, let's talk about the Shield.
Yeah, let's talk about the Shield match at WrestleMania. So, it was a really quick match, but the big spot of the match was a triple-double powerbomb. Think about that.
Which I will admit, that is awesome.
Yeah. So much so that Billy Gunn suffered internal injuries. He had a little bit of internal bleeding. Just a little bit. He's okay.
Okay, it's nice to know that Billy Gunn's alright, but you know, I think that will happen when you're a little bit older, going up against big guys who are, well, I hate to admit this because, like I've said, I've never been a fan of the Shield, but damn they're sweeping everybody else in to their stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's get to Raw.
All right, let's talk about Raw. What happened with Raw?
So we start out with the Daniel Bryan video package,
which was kind of awesome to see.
Yeah,
because I thought that was really nicely done.
Yeah, I've seen it a few times, but they replay it.
Mm-hmm.
And Daniel Bryan comes out. He celebrates. You know, he says that he can only do this so many times because his shoulders get tired. Because the title weighs a ton. It's 20 pounds of gold.
Yeah, that's shit. Yeah,
for one belt.
That's for one belt. Dude has two. That's 40 pounds off of you.
Yeah, 30 to 40 pounds of gold.
You know how much a freaking soldier carries out on him on his back? 35 pounds of material. He's carrying more than the average American soldier would normally carry.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's carrying a lot of shit.
Yeah. So, you know, the crowd is really into it, obviously. You know, they go, you deserve it, and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Triple H eventually comes out, and he interrupts.
Like, you knew this was going to happen.
Yeah. And he goes, I'm not going to go into the ring yet. And then Brian's like, okay. And he does his yes thing in front of his face.
The balls on this guy.
So Triple H goes, okay, that's it. Title match tonight. I'm going to shut everyone up.
But enough of this bullshit. We're going to rock this. We're going to knock this teeth in. We're going to knock some teeth in and end this fucking thing.
Yeah. Right. Oh, next. So, after that, we have a backstage segment with the Authority, Batista and Orton. Batista and Orton want rematches. Batista wants a rematch because that's his gimmick. If you remember back when his first round, it was like, congratulations, I want a rematch.
Pretty much whining about wanting a rematch.
Yeah. Orton gets an automatic rematch.
Which, logically, I agree with him. I was like, yeah, it's in his contract.
Yeah, sure. Stephanie is all like, you know what? You two need to stop bitching. You have a tag team title match versus the Usos. And then Batista goes, I don't want the tag titles. It's like, okay.
Okay, you're still going
to have the match.
You're still going to have the match either way because we need to bury the tag teams because, we don't give a fuck about them. Yeah. That's a low-grade title. We're only caring about the big grade.
Yeah.
Which, I have to admit, classy class act there. Just burying your tag team.
I mean, you mentioned the tag team match versus the Usos, and then I instantly think back to 2001 with the two-man power trip, Stone Cold and Triple H. Triple H grabs the IC title because he wants gold, and then they grab the tag titles. That was like the last time that the tag team titles actually meant something.
Well, I disagree with you because when Kane and Bryan had the tag team titles, there was a few interesting things that happened there. But
I guess, but yeah. Anyway.
That's an overall thing. But yeah, when it mattered, it was probably then.
Yeah. So the first match of the night, we have the Wyatt family versus John Cena, Sheamus, and Big E Langston. Big E.
Because we gotta have Big E in here somewhere.
Yeah.
We didn't have him in the match, in the Wrestlemania, even though he's the Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah, he was in the Battle Royal.
So throw that nice one in. So throw that into the belts of fuck all that we care about.
Mm-hmm. So, John Cena's entrance. Hilarious. Because the crowd was singing along to his theme song. John Cena sucks. John Cena sucks. John Cena sucks. They do that.
Because we got the group from WrestleMania, and we have snarky bastards in the crowd.
15 snarky bastards in a tight enclosed area with no roof. There's a roof this time, So
yeah,
sounds
like
gonna bounce.
We have a whole thing of snarky bastards in there. Yeah, I'm surprised it turned out like that. I'm not surprised it turned out like this.
Other notes: the crowd sings some more. The world is in his hands.
Yeah.
Everyone sings it this time.
And no one was on the good guy's side.
No one.
When Sheamus punched a guy, everybody automatically went, boo!
Yeah. I wrote here, apparently Sheamus is the only ginger with offense.
That is true.
At the end of the match, the crowd goes, "Wyatt's gonna kill you," chant. The akin to Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
And of course, not of course, but the Wyatts win over Big E. Big E took the
Sister Abigail, was it called, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I like the match. I don't care.
Well, it allowed Bray Wyatt to do his normal creepy shit.
Yeah. So
that was good.
I love it. Next up, Bo Dallas promo.
And everything's got to be Bodeville.
Yes. See, you got to believe in yourself. Smile face.
Okay, so he's going to be... Okay, this is the interesting thing I'm finding. We have 2 promos here for the next one. I won't talk about the other one, but for this one, we have a face promo.
Yeah.
Like, how long has it been since we had a new face guy?
Okay, that's the thing. In NXT, he's a heel.
True, but he seems to be coming into this as face because the Bo Leaf thing seems to be a very face thing to do.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. Oh. So, Bo Dallas has his own Bo Leaf movement thing.
So to simply put, he's copying Parappa the Rapper.
Yeah. Parappa the Rapper and DDP's WWE run.
Exactly.
Without the wife stalking and throwing Deborah into a limousine.
Exactly.
I've been watching a lot of 2001 pay-per-views.
I'm guessing they've been running those like Flint. They've been running those on the network a lot.
Well, they haven't. I've just been going to the video on demand route.
Oh, okay.
And, just watching DDP kidnap Deborah and put her in the trunk of the car. It's like, you mess with Sarah and now you're going after Deborah. It's like, oh, you got a thing with wives.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have to do a special episode on 2001.
To get this awkwardness away, what?
We have a second match of the night: Fandango and Summer Rae versus Santino and Emma.
Which this was an entire show how awesome Emma match is.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, crowd. So obviously, for Fandango, does the whole Fandangoing.
Yes, everybody loved the Fandango.
Yeah, so everyone got to Fandango, and then Emma wins with her as Emma stretch.
Whatever the fuck that was called.
Well, at least this time it looked painful because she was doing, the back and forth motions and.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, it looked like she had her in not only an Indian lock, as well as a freaking camel clutch.
Yeah, it's effective.
That looked like an actual finisher.
Yeah, it's an actual submission hold. It's an actual finisher. So I'll give it to Emma for having an actual finisher instead of a regular move that a diva does.
Mm-hmm.
So. Okay.
And at least it's not in the same veins as Alicia Fox almost killing people with her ass.
Alicia Fox is getting better.
She is getting better, but I will still call her out on that.
Next up, we have the Brock Lesnar segment.
Which...
Victory lap.
It pretty much is a victory lap. And that's pretty much what it was doing. Ha ha ha, we're evil.
Have to put the tears in the eyes of the children, brah.
At that point, I was like, man, evil is so awesome. I'm gonna kick some puppies.
and they straight shoot for a while about the concussion and all that stuff and the injuries.
And they pretty much said, Brock Lesnar is awesome because not only did he win the WWF belt, he had the UFC belt, he had the other belt, like this guy, and he pretty much said that Brock Lesnar is the shit among shits.
He's the one. He's Neo now.
Yeah, apparently he's the one.
Okay, when I was watching this, I was thinking to myself, wait a minute. They're talking NCAA title. They're talking Octagon. Who do I know that has also done those things? Oh, yeah, Kurt Angle. Is Kurt Angle going to show up? He doesn't show up. It would have been awesome if he did.
It would have been awesome, but I don't think anybody would have... I think that would have thrown everybody for a whiplashing loop.
Yeah, everyone would have went nuts, because he's Kurt Angle. Smarks love Kurt Angle.
Of course.
He gets drunk and tweets and, deletes.
I think that may be the reason why he's not here.
No, he's trying to get out of TNA, and with Jeff Jarrett's new production. Because Jarrett's out of TNA, he wants to start over.
Hopefully right this time.
Yeah. So we'll see. Anyways. So the second NXT promo. Adam Rose. With probably the greatest entrance in NXT history.
Oh God, yes.
Because if you've seen this, he has an entire on to the ring, singing the song with the music. It's very participative thing.
It is surreal.
Hey!
I don't want to say anything because I want to talk about the second time we see this because I found an interesting person along with everybody else in that.
Let's see. Did I write down where it was? I did not. So let's just go to that now.
Alright. Slender Man was in that fucking thing. I tweeted this. I found Slender Man in that damn... He was full face frontal. It was a dude in a white mask face with the suit, red tie. It was Slender Man. And he was dancing along with everybody else. And no one else gave a shit. And I'm the only person in the world that was looking at that and said, that was Slender Man. What the hell?
Oh.
I think I might have been. I tweeted it out loud. Nobody else corrected me. So I guess I'm the only person who sees things.
I saw it too. I didn't react as strongly, but, Adam Rose promo.
It was just weird. That's all I can say about it.
I love NXT.
Weird. Though, Sami Zayn, nowhere in these promos.
No, he has a concussion storyline he has to deal with. Thanks, Vince. Look over there. Look at Raw. Don't look at NXT. Just you got Raw to deal with.
And yeah. Anyways,
please don't send Michael Hayes here.
I like Michael Hayes. Yes, he's an ass, but he's a fun ass.
Okay, so third match of the night. Bautista and Randy Orton versus the Usos for the Tag Team Championship. This was a non-match.
This was what we call shit-kicking of everyone's asses.
Yeah.
And a waste of fucking time.
Yeah, it was whatever. Double count out, Batista bomb on the steps, that's it. Moving on.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
No one gives a fuck.
Let's go to the return of Rob Van Dam. Comes up.
Which, that was another abnormal thing I found in the show. All of a sudden, Rob Van Dam is back.
Yeah.
And just doing a match for some reason.
Yes. He squashes Damien Sandow.
Which I guess is alright.
Yeah, sure.
If you like Rob Van Dam, but...
RVD's back.
Honestly, I've seen that match over and over again. It's starting to get a little stale.
Yeah, sure. But, for an attraction match, sure, I'll take it. Because that's really what he is. Because he can't stay long enough to get drug tested.
Exactly. Because he's a high flyer.
Nobody gets higher than Rob Van Dam.
See? Laugh. It's funny.
Next up, we have Rey Mysterio in a match.
Yay!
Versus
at least yay for me.
Bad News Barrett.
Apparently I got some bad news. Punch in the face.
Yeah. And the crowd was just eating it up.
Oh god, yes. No one was on poor Rey's side.
And Rey was, distracted by the crowd a few times too. It's like, I'm the good guy?
Sorry, but you're in WrestleMania territory, Rey. The bad guys are the cheered ones.
Yeah. I mean, Rey could have, played that up a little bit. And then, maybe...
I think he was just in shock of it. It's like, man, these people are weird.
I mean, why can't he be more like Sheamus and, plays along to it? Because it doesn't affect Sheamus.
I don't think Sheamus gives a fuck at this point.
He loves the crowd reaction, even if it's against him, when he's supposed to be a good guy. I mean, people like Randy Orton can't take that. Well, as we've seen last year.
I'm guessing it just threw him off just a little bit.
Yeah. Anyways, Barrett wins because...
everybody was with the Barrett tonight.
Next up, we have a debut match. We have Alexander Rusev
Or as I like to call him, Ivan Drago.
The Bulgarian brute.
Anything he hits, he destroys.
Versus poor old Zack Ryder. And his last resort.
Zack Ryder in, I'm doing this for the money. Oh God, what's happened to me?
Super kick, that's what happens.
Mm-hmm.
That was nasty.
Gets a super kick, and then he gets into camel clutch, breaks his back, and makes him humble.
Yeah, and they're calling it the accolade. So, yeah,
What,
because
Rusev accolade.
Yeah, because there's no camels in Bulgaria apparently.
Okay. Yeah, well, we gotta get that racism in somewhere.
I know.
We can't.
I mean,
we can't get it with the Iron Sheik at the moment because he's off facking. But
I mean,
sure, why?
If you find that Rusev suddenly becomes, full on Russian, then we got a problem.
I would laugh my ass off. Because he then would turn into Ivan Drago.
I mean, that would tell me right there is that Vince is starting to watch the news again. And that's a bad thing.
Yeah, but you can tell why they go this way, because suddenly Russia's now the bad. That's politics. I'm not going to talk.
Yeah, okay. Next up, we have Hall of Fame promo. Doing the promo stuff. And now we have the Ultimate Warrior. And we have a Sober Warrior promo, which is about half the speed of normal Warrior promo.
No, but making just as little sense as a normal one.
Yeah. I think what he was trying to say
was that he appreciated everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we need a new segment called Warrior Translated.
Oh, please. I get that all the time when Spoonie does his Warrior thing, and I find that always hilarious.
Let's see. Next up, we have a video package. We have a Thank You WWE Universe package. Very well done. This is one of those packages that is going to be shown at live events, before the matches start.
Yeah, pretty much. It's going to be like, thank you for keep watching us.
We're sorry about the Rumble.
We're sorry about Undertaker. Please keep watching.
Next up, we have AJ comes out and she says that she is the Divas division. And there's nobody that can stop her.
Which is true.
Out comes the NXT Women's Champion, Paige. She interrupts her and congratulates her.
Actually, it kind of gives me a hindsight because I've been listening to Lupa's Charmed reviews, and there's a character in that named Paige, and my mind almost went pretty much full plastered. It was like, oh God, if we get Rose McGowan in here, I'm about to throw up.
Well, Paige's gimmick is that she is the the real anti-diva sort of thing. Sure, we've seen this multiple times, but not in this fashion. I mean, she does it well.
Like a Lita gimmick where she can roll with the big boys as well.
No, more like let's see. Who was... I don't know. Now I can't think of it. But anyways, she doesn't do spray tans. She doesn't wear a whole lot of makeup. Probably just like eyeshadow. She has piercings.
She has piercings and is whiter than a Sheamus.
Yeah. Like I said, no spray tan.
Which, I guess that's alright. Who am I to talk about being white?
And it doesn't really fit the part, but she can go,
I guess she can go.
I
don't know what the hell. It didn't help that match, but...
Well, yeah, so AJ challenges her to a match and puts the title on the line, puts her in the Black Widow.
Mm-hmm.
And then Paige does her finishing move. It's the turning page. It's like a neck breaker, but you couldn't see because they both have black hair.
It pretty much looked like a normal neck breaker to me.
Yeah, Yeah, I think it was a swinging neck breaker. It's just that you couldn't really see it at that angle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But Paige is now...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That just shocked me. It's like, wow, they're getting rid of that. We're setting up a feud easily. I guess we're really bored in the women's section.
So Paige is now Divas Champion and NXT Women's Champion. Probably going to drop that second part, but... This closes AHA's 295-day run as Divas Champion, the longest of all time.
Yeah. Yeah, that is, and what a way to end it.
Yeah. After she says that she's the best in the world, someone comes up and takes it.
Sometimes when you see booking like this, you miss Vince Russo. And then you realize what you just said and want to purge your brain out from it.
Yeah, we don't need Nicole Bass to come back. Ugh.
Oh, God. Though I would like Lita to come back.
Oh. So next up we have the Andre the Giant statue presentation with Hulk Hogan. Hogan brings out Cesaro.
Mm-hmm.
And Cesaro is like, yeah, I did it. And then Zeb Coulter's all like, I made you. This belongs to me.
And he pretty much calls him a Zeb Coulter guy.
And then Cesaro goes, I'm not a Zeb Coulter guy. I'm a Paul Heyman guy. And everyone's going, what?
Actually, I was kind of happy for this because for the longest time, I wanted, Cesaro to be under Paul Heyman because that just seemed like a natural fit.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We did say that back when Axel was, a Paul Heyman guy. We called it.
Yeah, we fucking called it.
A year ago.
Sometimes I wonder why I'm not running this show.
So Paul Heyman sneaks on board,
mm-hmm.
And then there's some back and forth. How he's now the king of swing, Cesaro.
Mm-hmm.
So Swagger sneak attack.
So Swagger sneak attack, and then fight.
And then poor Trophy.
That poor Andre Trophy.
Yeah, I saw there was a tweet. I forget who it was from, but they said it looks like the Andre the Giant statue was made out of the Spanish announce table. I think that was Johnny from New Legacy.
Yeah, I would not be surprised.
But yeah,
I somehow
exploded.
Though I did somehow knew that thing was... Somehow I knew, somebody's gonna break that thing by the end of the night.
Yeah. Yeah. So we have the match, Cesaro versus Swagger. Swagger walks out because that's what he used to do all the time. Now he doesn't now.
Now he does it again.
Yeah, he does it again. Because Zeb Coulter can't handle a competitive matchup.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, Paul Heyman. He's still on TV.
He's still on TV, and that brings more to my point of, Brock just booting shit. Because if that means he's running two people, means Axel, means Paul is running two people again.
Yeah.
And while I do admit that Paul Heyman and Cesaro is a good mix, what does that mean with Lesnar?
Back to part-time, I guess. He'll be back at, he'll probably do something at Extreme Rules because...
that's his main gimmick.
Yeah, and then maybe SummerSlam again.
Yeah, probably, but...
Yeah. And you know what? That's fine.
I get it. You don't want to pull out... after this, you don't want to pull him out too much because you want to save him for those nice rare occasions now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like wearing a fancy suit. You don't want to pull it out all the time. Just the times you really want to make it look good.
Oh.
So this at least gives Paul Heyman something to do in those interim times.
Yeah. Next up, we have Stephanie McMahon. She's with the Shield and Kane backstage, and she's trying to mend fences and trying to talk justice to the Shield because that's how they speak language good.
Because they speak in the law.
Because
they speak in law, which is an actual. Which, if you play D&D, is an act. There is an actual law speech.
Yeah. So,
it is hilarious in my mind how weird things happen.
Yeah. So, okay, main event time. Sort of.
You mean reenactment of Passion of the Daniel Bryan?
Yeah, sort of. But not so brutal this time. This is like say for broadcast TV's version.
Yeah, this was a broadcast TV version of Passion of Daniel Bryan.
Yeah. So Daniel Bryan versus Triple H for WWE World Heavyweight Title. Bryan comes out first, and then Orton and Batista come out with no music. Beat up Bryan. RKO, Batista bomb. Then comes Kane. He comes out and then choke slams and then leaves Bryan for dead.
Pretty much.
And Triple H comes out and it looks like, oh no. Here we go. He's going to lose the title. It's going to be 24-hour championship again. And then all of a sudden the Shield come down. It's like, whose side are they on?
I kind of figured they're going to play it up like Shield's going to beat up Bryan some more. Oh, nope, they actually switched sides and now it's all about the Bryan.
Yeah, because that was the injustice because of obvious.
Because obviousness is obvious.
Yeah.
And because Kane is a big idiot.
Yeah, Kane is still hot after his loss. And the tricks that they pull, it's like Seth Rollins goes to Kane, it's like, hey, where's your buddies now? Shut up!
Shut up, because Mr. Triple H said I would be all this and that and this.
It's not my fault that Billy Gunn is in the hospital.
Because you assholes beat him up.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much that's it. Then we had the yes chant at the end.
Yeah, flying knee onto Triple H, yes chant. Everyone goes home happy. I'm happy. Great Raw.
Yeah, and now we have actually something leading towards something.
Yeah, Triple
H. I thank God for.
Triple H goes, you want a war? You gotta have a war.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what? It's gonna be great. This was also mentioned on Twitter. I think it was also from one of the New Legacy guys. Is like, oh, Triple H is gonna have the one-man advantage at War Games because we got 2 teams of 4. We're gonna have a War Games match.
I guess.
So that'll be actually kind of cool to see if they can pull that off.
Honestly, I think it's gonna be Honestly, I hope it really is going to be turning out awesome because I really, 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 really want to see a nice war thing go on and not be lame.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much all we have for tonight.
Yeah. Tons of content. Everything happened. The feels and everything.
And we actually do get a sense that there is some progression within the Daniel Bryan subplot. And we actually get Daniel Bryan with the belt more than a day.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know what? I feel good about wrestling again.
And I'm going to come back and watch it again because Daniel Bryan got the belt. Got the belts now. See? That's all you have to do.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all you have to do. So, we got
now that we're happy, we got next Raw coming up, and pretty much we're going to be building up to Extreme Rules, which, wow, they were selling that off fast.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? It's going to be great because that's also going to be on the network, and it's going to work fine.
Yes, I know it's gonna work
And
fine, but I still think it's still whoring out. And I will call out a whore.
yeah, well, so what? I got a street corner to mend. Man.
Thank you.
So that was last week. We're gonna do next week, because this weekend that was this week.
This week was that week, and that week was this week of that week, and this week, and oh dear God, I'm confused now.
Yes, grammar stuff. How do I grammar?
I use grammar using English. Anyways, that's Sunset Flip Wrestling Podcast. I'm doing it because you're not.
No!
And I'm taking over the show.
You want a war?
Yes! Yes, I want a war!
You want